Welcome in the Universal Football League Xtreme, where we have two teams in their second matchup this season. The 2-2 Florida Wave travel to Mulberry Park and play the Florida Cougars. Cougars 0-5, their last matchup March 14th, but just about to kick off here as there's a kickoff out of bounds. But Cougars are 0-5 coming in today with a loss last week to Florida Central Eagles. And the Wave coming off a big win against the Venom 69-21. So it looks like the Cougars will get the ball first in the white and black as the Florida Wave are in the kind of navy blue uniforms. So we'll get our first huddle of the game. Last time these teams matched was February 14th. The Wave beat up on the Cougars 22-6. Cougars setting up offensively. There's a fumble picked up and a whistle's blown. Little loss on the play. So second down incoming for the Cougars. They have an extra game on the Wave, so the Wave 2-2. This is their fifth game. The Cougars, this is their sixth game. Still defeated on the season, 0-5. Second down snap for the Cougars. And it's a handoff. Third and long for the Cougars. So it'll be third and long upcoming for the Florida Cougars. Shotgun snap. Drops back, looking right, throwing, a little over the head. And that one's incomplete. They're going to have to punt. Little technical difficulties, at least on my end, as the Wave are going to get the ball here. Setting up shop in the navy and blue uniforms. Like I said, they're 2-2 on the season. This is the second time they're playing the Cougars. The Wave got the first matchup at home in Campbell's Park, and now we're here at Mulberry Field, home Mulberry Park, home of the Cougars. Should have played down the sideline. Looks like a big gain. And it looked like that'll move the chains for the Wave. So reset the chains, first down for the Wave near the right sideline. They're moving the ball. Under center. Shotgun snap, looking deep over the middle. That one's complete for a first down. Number 5, Sanchez Maltutsby. So the Wave having a very successful first drive down the field. Two first downs on their first drive of the game. Shotgun snap. He's low and deep. Jump ball. And that one's incomplete. Looked like a risky throw in the triple coverage. So second down upcoming for the Wave. Back in shotgun. Taking the snap, he's under pressure. Shake and bake, more rolling to his left. That one's thrown across the middle, they say incomplete. Third down and long. Looking like the same formation for third down. Cougars trying to get off the field. Wave take the snap under pressure. And that throw is incomplete. So it looked like a good couple of first downs for the Wave. Could go to waste here as the shotgun snap is spun out. So that was 4th down for the Wave. Unable to convert. They turn it over. The Cougars get it. First play looks like a handoff behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll be a stuff. 2nd down for the Cougars. So the Wave going for it. It's a tough call there, 4th and long. But it was a long attempt. So it looks to be about 2nd and 12, I'll say, from just seeing this angle over here. Shotgun snap for the Cougars. And he is sacked. Big play from the Wave. And just like that, 3rd and very long to go. So 3rd down for the Cougars, trying to get some offense generated. They've had 1 3-and-out so far. This is their 2nd drive of the game. As they come out in shotgun. Quick jump off that side from the Wave. It looked like could have had a offside called, but instead it looks to be 4th and long. And the punt kind of rolls deep into the Wave territory. But the 2nd 3-and-out for the Cougars as the Wave get it back. And the last time, since we were going off the first game for the Wave, 2nd game for the Cougars of this season, these teams faced off, as mentioned, and it was pretty much a Wave domination from start to finish. 22-6, again, not as dominant as their last win over the Venom on the road, where they won 69-21. But if you're just joining us, this is the Universal Football League Xtreme. I'm Mike Zanetti. As we have the Florida Cougars and the Florida Wave facing off. Cougars are in white, the Wave are in the navy blue. As the Wave have it on their 2nd drive of the day. Motion from the shotgun snap. He's double taken down the field. The sideline, the throw's a little far. They tried a little out and up, a little double move down the sideline, and they were trying to attack that secondary. The Wave had a decent first drive with 2 first downs, but it eventually stalled out. They actually went 4-and-out and turned it over. They like their chances of going for it in there deep in the Cougar territory. But instead they get a stop from their defense, and they are going to set up 2nd and 10 here. Snaps a play action fake. The quarterback running down the sideline, left sideline. He's got a lane. Crease inside, juking inside the 10. And that is a wave touchdown. So it looks like.
He fumbled. I had to come down there and catch him, making the nigga fumble. I don't know why you let that man go right there. I done hit that right to that gate. I done hit his ass, but tacos up? Yeah.
So it looks to be a stoppage. Whether timeout was called or not, I am not sure. But when the camera was panning, it got kind of cut off from the boost blind spot. So I was trying to figure out exactly what happened before I start to say what's going on here. But not sure if it's an injury. Can't really speculate what's going on in the field. But there is a stoppage on. So I will take a quick step away. You're watching the Universal Football League Xtreme, and we'll be right back.
Look who came. Stop that. Stop that. Wow. Stop that. Wow. Stop that. Wow. Hey. Okay.
Welcome back to first quarter action. This is the Universal Football League Xtreme. We just saw a big chunk play down the sideline, and yet to be determined if he scored or not. The quarterback running down the left sideline. I don't know where they're going to spot the ball, whether he stepped out of bounds or if we're going to see a PAT here. The Wave gotten out to a good start with that chunk play. Could have been turned over, so it appears as the Cougars have the ball. And we'll see the Cougars take it over from deep in their own end zone. That one is a dangerous pass towards the outside. So 10 takes the call from the sideline, runs back to the huddle, get under center, the snap, and punt it away. So the Wave will get it back. Shotgun snap. It's high. Play action. Rowan was left. Throwing, and that is looking like it'd be a sack. I can't tell if the ball's on the ground or not. That was a very big loss on the play. Had a little ball fake and just got a little too deep in the pocket, unable to get rid of it. As we have a timeout. So we'll take a quick break here on the Universal Football League Xtreme. The Wave taking on the Cougars on their third drive of the game. After the timeout, we will see the Wave offense back on the field. So they had that big run down the sideline. Not sure if the camera caught a fumble or not, but it had to have been because the Cougars ended up with the ball. Snap for the Wave, quick throw to the sideline. That looks like a screen pass. He's getting up on down the field, trying to get that big loss that they had back, and he does a decent job of getting back to where the sticks would be. I know they still got a little ways to go, probably about 3rd and 18-ish if I'd have to guess from here. And another stoppage, it looks to be. It is a player injured for the Cougars. We'll take another quick break on the Universal Football League Xtreme. After the timeout, injury timeout, we have 3rd and long, and that one looks to be thrown away. Quarterback was under pressure. He had to get rid of it. And they said he brought that in. They are. So 4th and about 10 as they just got back to where they started on 1st and 10. After that big sack, it is 4th and 10. Looks like the Wave, they went for it last time they had a 4th down. See if they punt it away. Looks like they're keeping the offense on the field. Receiver in motion. Shotgun snap. It's a wild one. Quarterback scoops it up, tries to make a razzle-dazzle play, rolling to his left and throwing. That one's caught down the sideline and out of bounds. Did he get the 1st down? Or are they saying that's... We'll see where the officials mark it. Wave think they have a 1st down. I see the official pointing the other way. Looks like they were just short on what looked to be a disastrous snap that got away from the quarterback. He scooped it right up, rolled to his left, And that's a hard throw for a right-handed quarterback. Moving to your left, being able to get the completion, and just a little bit short of the first down as the Cougars take over. So for the second time today, the Wave offense turns it over on downs. Cougars take over. If you can count 3 if you want to count that fumble. And we will have another stoppage here. Timeout. Cougars and Wave, you're watching the Universal Football League Xtreme. Back from the timeout. Cougars with the ball. Still 0-0 in this ball game. Had a couple good plays on both sides, defensively and offensively. Here's a quick throw to the outside. That one's tipped away and incomplete. The Wave have had chances, but the Cougars have been able to come up with stops. 2 on 4th down. The Wave had that one big play that went right down near the goal line. Just lost the football. So can the Cougars capitalize is the question. Back in shotgun, the snap. Looking, can't find anyone. He's under pressure, and down goes the Cougars. Sacked on the play. Now, we've seen the Cougars get turnovers, but the Waves defense can't go unnoticed either. They may not have gotten turnovers, but it seems to be every play for the Cougars is going in the wrong direction, as they've had kind of 3 and outs. They have just not been able to generate any first downs. Cougars break the huddle. 3rd down after the sack. Back in shotgun. The snap. Rowan. And that one is rolled to his left, and he is going to be down again as the Wave come up with the football in the end. So speaking of turnovers, they get back-to-back what looks like to be sacks, and Cougars will attempt to punt it away. I will assume they ruled him down instead of the because the Wave did end up with the football, but they ruled the Cougars down by contact on 4th here. And the Wave back deep to receive the punt. It's blocked. That one goes out of bounds. It was a very, very tight end zone as it was on their own, inside their own 5, and that one was tipped immediately. Looked like he just lined up under center to try and punt it away to get some yardage back in terms of getting it away, but that'll be short field position for the Florida Wave. They've had chances here early, but unable to capitalize. Let's see if they get one here. So a nice spot in terms of where you're starting if you're the Florida Wave. Receiver motion left, the snap, and it's a handoff going to the left. And 28 is dropped for a loss. So 2nd down for the Wave. I haven't seen them run it too much this game. They've been relying on their passing attack, but third down for the Wave. They get some yardage down the right sideline. Still fighting for extra yards. What a run there. And they are knocking on the door after a couple turnovers in the Wave territory. Or in the Cougars territory, excuse me. Again, this is a Florida Wave team that scored 69 points last week on the road versus the Venom March 14th. So we know they can score, and they are definitely capable of it. Not sure if he got that first down or not, but we're going to say 1st and goal for the Wave. See if they can punch it in. We'll call it 2nd down. Shotgun snap for the Wave. And that one looks to be broken up. The Waves score. Not sure who got the number there, but finally, after many turnovers in the Cougar end, they're going to set up shop here. Another turnover. Another great defensive stand from the Florida Cougars. And that one's a handoff. Looks to be swallowed up in the end zone. Or near the end zone. They do call it an injury. So we will look like you have an injured Cougar down. It was the running back who took the snap. So hopefully he's okay. So we'll take a brief step away from the game here. Universal Football League Xtreme. After the injury timeout, I thought they were going to call it a safety. They are really backed up in their own end. So some motion and more movement as we're going to back it up a little further for the Cougars. Shotgun snap, a deep throw down the sideline. Not there. Just through the outstretched hands of a defender. I like the look, though. Try and catch the defense by surprise. You're so backed up. Take a shot down the field. And that's what the Cougars did. So 3rd and long. Quick throw to the left side, and that's one. Looked like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. Appears to be 4th down for the Cougars. Taking the snap, a quick run, and that one goes nowhere. All Navy jerseys in the area. Okay, so now it is 4th down. 4th down for the Cougars. They will, I believe, turn it back over to the Wave. Not sure we're down in this. They're going to punt it. That one's blocked again. That one went out of the back of the end zone. I think that'll be 2 points for the Wave. And it is a safety, first points of the game. And it's 2-0 Wave. What's been a crazy game so far with what we've seen 4 turnovers now by the Wave offense. Their defense blocks a punt for the 2nd time of the game, and that's 2 points on the board, as they'll be getting the ball back on offense as well. So although the Wave offense turned it over, looked to be 4th and goal, their defense gets another 3 and out. It looks to be 4 and out this time, as they get the block punt for 2 points, and the Cougars will set to punt it back deep. And the punt's away. Wave do not field it. It takes a bad Cougars bounce and goes out of bounds. And the Wave offense we'll see back on the field, up 2-0. We've seen a lot of stops from the Cougars defense already. Snap by the Wave. And that one's away. Whistle down. If I saw that right, it looked like to be a delay of game or a false start, so back up the Wave offense 5 yards. So 1st and 15 after the safety. Looks to be another whistle. And the Cougars jump the snap. So We'll go back 5 yards, playing a little cat and mouse game. And we'll see the Wave set up the offense. The snap. Looking for a man. Throwing left. Looks to be reeled in for the first down. Incomplete. Okay. Receiver was in the area. He was holding the ball, but did not receive it while the ball was in the air. And now we will move the chains. Okay, so it is a catch. Pass interference. Okay, my fault. Thanks, Jonathan. Always nice to have your producer help you out. So pass interference on the Cougars. And we'll set up shop for it first down. The Wave. Looking. There's a throw to the end zone. That one's out of reach. Incomplete. All right, Wave looking to be successful with points and back-to-back drives. Is that a thing to say? Well, your defense gets points. Let's see if the offense can do the same. The shotgun snap. Rolling to his right. Looking for a man. Over the middle, and that one, they say incomplete. Good defense there. Really close pass, too. Tight coverage. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So we will take a break. 2-0 Wave. After a crazy sequence of events, you're watching the Universal Football League Xtreme. To a timeout. Apologies, we're already in the second quarter. Took a quick timeout. All right, the wave offense setting up in the shotgun. And that one is okay, picked off by the Cougars. Sorry, it took me a little while. I was making sure I saw that correctly. Um, so the defense has been crazy for the Cougars. It just appears that whatever the wave offense throws at them, they just continue to find answers and just getting the football back. So the wave will still lead it 2-0, but that was like the third time that they were deep in the Cougar territory near the red zone and intercepted. So despite all of the wave offense, they only have 2 points to show for, and a lot of turnover on downs. Had a nice run down the sideline, and we'll have a timeout here. But a lot of wave offense, but better Cougar defense. We got a tight one here, 2-0. You're watching Universal Football League Xtreme. We'll be right back for the Cougar offense. Oh, it's so hard to see, man. All right, 2-0. The Florida Wave leading the Florida Cougars as the Cougars have the offense. They take the snap on that one. Looks to be caught for a loss on the play. Cougars taking their time in the huddle. So that was complete for closer to the first down. Be about 4 yards short to go. And despite the lack of offense for the Cougars, it's been a matter of defense, as they may be 0-5, coming off a loss 14-6 to the Central Florida Golden Eagles. But the Cougars have been in a lot of tough games this year. another timeout, so we will take a quick step away here on the Universal Football League Extreme. We'll be right back. After the timeout, we are back for Cougars offense. So they're close to a first down. If I believe so, it would be their first down of the game. Then hard for them to get the ball moving offensively. And they get an offside call to move the chains. And I do believe that is the first down of the game for the Cougars. And it is caused by a penalty. So they will take it and set it up 1st and 10. Back in the shotgun. Now it looked to be thrown over the middle, incomplete. 2nd down. So Cougars trying to answer the safety of the only points of the game by the wave as we're winding down time in this first half. Second and 10 for the Cougars offense. And a deep throw down the left sideline. Out of frame on camera. Third down for the Cougar offense. Receiver motion left. And might have been some movement, so they are going to go back 5 yards. So make a third and longer, and it's an even tougher one for a Cougar offense that has only ever had their only had a first down this drive offensively. So 3rd and 15 for the Cougars. Quick throw to the left, a screen pass incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th and long. So not a 3 and out, but the first successful, offense for the Cougars as they did move the chains and are having progress here, and their defense is keeping them in it here in a 2-0 game. The Cougar offense is on the field. Another receiver motion left. Takes a snap, and he is dropped for a sack. The Wave offense, or Wave defense, fired up. And that should be a turnover on downs, correct? We've had a crazy first half with the Cougars struggling offensively, but defensively you had the interception, you had the fumble on the long run from the Wave, multiple, maybe about 2 to 3 turnover on downs, and it has been a crazy game so far, but a low score here in this first half. And we're gonna have a timeout. So after the quick stoppage, got the Wave offense back on the field. Trying to capitalize off of those 2 points, off the block punt that went out of bounds for the safety. Receiver in motion. They give it to him. He's got room down the sideline. There he goes. Catch him if you can. And they bring him down. Not before a big chunk for the Wave. And that's been the big difference in this game. The Wave offense has just continued to be dominant. And what we've seen, being able to move the ball down the field pretty easily, it's just been the finishing on drives that they haven't been able to do. As there's another end around down the sideline. And we got a timeout, so 2-0 Wave. You're watching the Universal Football League Xtreme. We'll take a quick step away for the timeout. The Wave take the snap down the right sideline. Is that in the end zone? Not going to be able to come up with it. Looked to be a little bit, the throw would look to be a little far. But we've seen this from the Wave offense today. It's been chunk play, and then the offense kind of just stalled out. You get a couple first drives, have some good drives. Their offense has done a lot better than the Cougars in terms of getting first downs, but only 2 points to show for it. And that one. Touchdown in the end zone for the Wave, so extending their lead. Beautiful pitch and catch in the back of the end zone. The snap gets away as that one is going to be caught for the 2 point. Okay. That snap went a good 20 yards behind, but they were able to have it on the little trick play. At least it looked like one. I'm sure they didn't plan it that way, but the Wave able to extend the lead 10-0 off a beautiful touchdown and great 8 points to respond to. The lack of stalling has now been beautifully coincided with that score there. So Wave lead 10-0. And we probably see a kickoff to the Cougars with the time left in the second. So the Wave offense finally has something to celebrate for its first score offensively. Defensively, they got that safety. They got the 2-point conversion. And now they lead at 10-0. So Cougars have been able to keep their team in it. You know, in terms of how this game has gone, and we've seen many turnovers. You know, turnover on downs, multiple turnovers while the Wave are going into Cougars territory trying to score as we get the kickoff. And that one is returned out around the 20. But given the score of this game, it may look not ugly. I mean, it's a 2-score game, but you know, you could look on the scorecard as it's just 10-0. But for the Cougar offense, it's been a struggle. But again, the defense keeping them in it. The fumble. I mean, there's been so many chunk plays, explosive plays by the Wave that you kind of expect this to be maybe a 3-score game. And they're on the 40 after that kickoff. So good return there by the Cougars, and hopefully that'll set something up offensively for this team that has been stalling offensively in terms of getting first downs and just trying to have sustained drives down the field. So that'll definitely help them in terms of getting across midfield and trying to get some points on the board before this half's over. And that is the halftime for the Florida Wave and the Florida Cougars. The second time they faced off this season. A little halftime recap as we were talking about it just on that kickoff right before half expired by the Cougars. But Cougars have had a rough season, 0-5. They've had a lot of close games this year, and this one's close because of their defense. They've had a lot of good, in terms of turnovers and turnover on downs, and just kind of keeping the Wave. They've been able to get into the Wave, been able to get deep in the Cougar territory. It's just capitalizing. And that last drive before the half, Cougars ended up getting that deep pass to the touchdown, and they lead at 10-0. But again, this could be a lot far-fetched than it could be. So Cougars do not get the ball at halftime, I believe, but the 2-2 Florida Wave, the 0-5 Florida Cougars, this is going to be a good one. You're watching the Universal Football League Xtreme. The Wave and the Cougars will be back after halftime. Welcome back to third quarter action between the Florida Wave and the Florida Cougars. Despite the 10-0 lead for the Wave, the Cougars have stayed in it. I mean, this is a Wave team that scored 69 points March 14th last week against the Venom. So, again, the defense is there. We've seen the powerful offense the Wave has and the ability to get down the field, but we've seen multiple turnover on downs, an interception, a fumble. So, great job by the Cougars to stay in this football game. They may be 0-5, but they've been fighting every stitch of the way. Last loss, 14-6, tough one against the Central Florida Golden Eagles. But just about ready for kickoff here in the second half action. It will be the Wave receiving the first possession of the third quarter. See if they can add to their 10-point lead. Last time these teams played, it was February 14th, and it was a win for the Florida Wave, 22-6. So it's been a similar outing, but the Wave have been the better team by far, and the Cougars have been. It's been a hard time for them to get anything going generated on offense. But here we are as the kickoff is set for action here in the third quarter of play between the Wave and the Cougars. Cougars in the white, Wave in the navy blue. And that one is kicked deep. Return coming out to the left, down the sideline and keeping it going. Okay, he's got some room, some daylight down the sideline. He's going, nobody's going to catch him. The punter's got to beat him, and he did take him down. Wow. What a return. If he didn't step out of bounds, it'd be an instant red zone possession for the Wave. Definitely not how you wanted to start this third quarter if you're the Cougars, but an incredible return down the sideline. But we do have a penalty marker. It looked to be on the Cougars, so that'll just tack on to however far that run got down the sideline. So a quick start. There was a face mask on the penalty. So we'll add an extra 15 yards onto wherever the return man was run down, whether it was tackled, stepped out of bounds. Looked like he stepped out of bounds because it is a short field for the Wave, but not as short as we expected. But they are in Cougar territory. Actually, it is a lot further than I thought. Okay, their offense is moving down the field. Okay, Wave set up shop deep in Cougar territory. 10-0 lead as they try to add to it. They're actually on the goal line. Look at that. They got four downs here. We've seen they are relentless in terms of going for it on fourth down today. Shotgun snap. That looks to be a handoff. To the outside. And did he get in? Don't see a signal. So second down for the Wave. We saw that late in the second quarter where the Wave just started their motion, and it was a big chunk of their offense in terms of the plays that they were able to get on them. It was definitely a lot of good plays in terms of on the outside. To the left side, they had like a 20-yard gain off a little jet sweep, touch pass, whatever you want to call that. But second and goal after the big return and the penalty for the Wave. Up 10-0. See if the Cougars can get another defensive stand. They line up in shotgun. The give is to the running back. He's going to the outside. He breaks the plane. That's a touchdown for the Wave. Number 23, And there they add to the lead, 16. We'll see how the extra point goes. So it looks like an empty backfield, as they're going to go for two again. Looking to the left, the throw. Is that intercepted? It looked to be. So 16 for the Wave as they do not convert the 2-point conversion. Looked to be caught by a white jersey. So a quick start to this third quarter for the Wave. They score pretty much within the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. I mean, the Cougars did have that first down stop, but second down, they were able to punch it right in off that little 1-2 yard run, however far away they were, close to the goal line. I mean, that return was just nuts that he went down the sideline, and I was surprised that he stayed in bounds. And the penalty obviously didn't help the Cougars, but still, two-possession game, 16-0. It is still a two-possession game. So the Cougars see if their offense can get some light. I mean, one score and a 2-point conversion, we got a ball game. And the kickoff to the Cougars. We will see their offense again. Only one first down in that first half, and it was caused by an offside penalty. The Wave, I mean, they may not be getting a lot of credit on the stat score in terms of stat sheet, in terms of their defensive turnovers. They did get a couple loose balls on the ground. However, it's been more about keeping everything in front of you for the Wave defense. They've just been first down, stopping the run, making it second and long. The sacks have been a big problem for the Cougar offense and being under pressure. So the Wave defense, as I mentioned, again, they're not going to get a lot of credit for their turnovers in terms of their turnover on downs, as many turnovers as the Cougars had, at least on their defense. But you got to give the Wave credit because they have stood tall and they have not allowed a lot of offense. I mean, I don't have the stat sheet in front of me, but that has to be a pretty low total yards for the Cougars offense. And this is the turning point right here. Can they switch the momentum? First possession of the third quarter, and that run goes for a couple. So second down for the Cougars offense, down by 2 touchdowns. So they're going to need couple scores here. And that's a quick throw to the left side. Incomplete. So 3rd and long.
Put that motherfucker on the bench. Now how you let that motherfucker? You gotta go on the bench. Hell no. Fuck Presley. Hey, make this y'all last game of the season. Straight up, make this y'all last game of the season.
So 3rd down for the Cougars.
Jump on y'all side. Fuck it, y'all get them uniforms up.
Ocean Man to the right.
Just keeping it real with you.
Snap and roll to the right quickly, and he is dropped for a loss. What a play off the edge.
Y'all gonna either block for the man.
He was under pressure almost immediately off the scramble. And that'll set up a 4th and long. It looks like they're going to punt this one away. So off of the 3rd down sack, it looks like the Cougars will punt it away, as long as the Wave didn't jump the snap there. And this one is going to be returned by the Wave. And he's going to keep going down the sideline. Another nice return. They had a nice kickoff return that set up the goal line score. This is what gave them the 16-0 lead. And looks like they're going to have another good field position to start this 2nd drive of the 3rd quarter. Wave getting ready to set up their 2nd drive. And that snap is a handoff to the left side. He's going to go all the way down the sideline. And it looked like nobody knew he was going. He's gone. All the way down to the goal line. And that is another huge first play for the Wave offense, as they have just been relentless scoring the football. I mean, at least getting it down the field. We saw the turnovers problem that they had in the first half. But they have been able to settle down in terms of finishing drives, at least so far so good. You had that long kickoff return, a very nice touchdown to start the 3rd quarter as a little positive momentum in terms of where they started offensively in the first half. trying to slow this Cougars team down. But the problem is with the Cougars, if they keep giving the ball back to the Wave, it's only going to be giving their defense more of a tough time in terms of how fatigued they might be. First and goal, it looks like a handoff. That one went close to the goal line. And close for second and goal. Now, there are 24 teams in the Universal Football League Xtreme. You got the Universal side and then the Extreme side. As far as the Universal, the Wave are ranked 7th. And then right now, the Cougars are ranked 11th. One of 5 teams that have not been able to get a win so far, but here come the Wave, up 16-0. They're trying to extend it. Shotgun pass to the end zone. That one's caught. Get them a little closer as the Wave continue to get some positive yardage. That's all you can ask for. Wave. Line up in shotgun with a back next to him. Receiver motion left. They give it. And he gets in. Touchdown Wave. And they're going to put up 23 to extend their lead. Or 22, excuse me. And it has been a tough day for the Cougars defense in terms of getting off the field. They caused a lot of turnover on downs, had an interception, a fumble, but with all of that, they have not been able to capitalize offensively. And offensively, they only won first down, so it's been a tough road in terms of keeping their defense with some endurance. I mean, they just kind of been giving the ball right back. The start of the third quarter, the Wave scored almost immediately, and Cougars went 3 and out yet again. So here it is, 22-0, as they're going to go for 2 yet again. And you got the shotgun snap. It's over his head, but he tips it to himself, catches it. Just going to fling it out to the running back, who's also going to throw it to the end zone. And that one looks to be grabbed in. What a sequence of events there. You had a little trickery with the little halfback pass. And I do not believe that they got there. See if the officials concur over there. And there's a penalty flag. So I guess he was not far enough behind the line of scrimmage to where it would be an illegal forward pass. So trickery does not work in the Wave's favor. Or it does, actually, because there was a flag on the defense. Okay, so that penalty was after the play. They're going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on the Cougars. So the pass was incomplete. I thought he reeled it in for a second, but the Wave unable to convert their second 2-point conversion of the game. A little trickier with the halfback pass. But that'll give the kickoff a little bit of better room for the Wave. Did not look like a clean return by the Cougars. But they need to find an answer offensively. They've been struggling all game. And that is not something that's going to help them. A little shoot in the foot in terms of how this game has been going. Second matchup versus the Florida Wave. Last time it was at the Wave at Campbell's Park. Now it's at home for the Cougars in Mulberry Park, but they are not able to get on the board. Last time only 6 points scored against the Wave. Funny enough, the Wave actually scored 22, which is what they have right now. So I don't know if it's an exact carbon copy of last game, but it is looking very similar in terms of the scoreboard. Cougars have it deep in their own territory. Low motion, the running back to out wide. And the snap's a little high. And did he get out of the end zone? So a little bobble on the snap. But it looked like he was able to go forward, whether it was for a positive gain or back to the line of scrimmage is up to interpretation. So second down for the Cougar offense. And as mentioned, they have only had 1 first down in this game. Not a lot of total yards for this team. They've had a lot of times where they've been backed up in their own territory, whether it's been turnover on downs or the kickoff here, for example. See what they could do. Second down for the Cougars. Rolling to his left. Throwing up for the air. And that one is intercepted. Taken the other way by the Wave. And was that a pick six? He got all the way. And disaster turns worse for the Cougars offense as that one looked to be a pick six on the screen. Quarterback was under pressure, got flushed to the left. And as a righty, it's hard to throw it as it is, but that was not a lot of separation there. A lot of Navy jerseys, and the Wave extending their lead 28-0 here in the third quarter at Mulberry Park. And the Cougars are going to try and extend the lead. A little back and forth here between the official. But we still have a Wave touchdown. Tough series of events for the Cougars, but Wave, high snap off the 2-point conversion, a little throw to the end zone, and that one looked to be out of play. So third straight non-conversion for the Wave, but it's still a 28-0 lead. And they're up pretty comfortably right now as Cougar offense will try and get the ball back. It was the defense. That was the story in the first half. Remember, this was only a 10-0 game outside of the third quarter. but a very quick 3 touchdowns for the Cougars. You had that opening kickoff that set up a goal line score. Then they went up 16-0. Cougars went 3 and out, punted it back to the Wave. Wave drove right down the field. They scored again. And they score once more off the pick 6 this time. This time get a little defense involved. But it's been hard for the Cougar offense, not just because first down has been tough, but the quarterback has been under pressure all night. So the Wave going to kick it off to the Cougars yet again. Last time backed up near their own goal line, which caused the pick 6. This time the ball's taken to the outside, and they get a little more breathing room to work with this time. And at this point, a 28-0 deficit is definitely going to be tough mentally to come back for. We all know the 28-3 Super Bowl for the Patriots Falcons. But I feel like for this, you don't want to be defeated mentally if you're the Cougars. You just kind of want to spark some offense, right? You cannot play defeated. This is a point to maybe not turn it over to, just completely have this miraculous offense, but I think it starts one play at a time, right? And that's positive yardage. See some positive gains from your offense. And just take it one play at a time mentally. As a coach, you got to think a 0-0 ball game because you cannot think, oh, we're down 4 scores, this game is over. It's just not a good mindset. So here we go. Reset mentally. Pick 6. Hey, it happens. Let's move forward. Try and get some positive gains. As we look like we got an offside for the Wave. So that's a good start for the Cougars. Draw the offside. Get some positive penalty yardage. Shotgun look for the Cougars. Snap, looking left, the throw, sails over. Second down. Seen a lot of quick passes from the Cougars offense that have just not worked out in their favor. There was a couple times they went deep, and we saw it when they were on their own goal line. Not just the pick 6, but they did try and catch the defense off guard with a little bit of bombs away action. It just didn't work. There was multiple, the Wave are probably playing, 2 deep, 3 deep in terms of a cover 3 look. Looks like man off the edge. Not 100% sure, but Cougars take the snap. Quick pump fake, and he's under pressure yet again. And down for another sack. He has been under duress all night. Third down and long for the Cougar offense, down 28-0. It's a shotgun look. More pressure. And another sack. This Wave defense has been all over the place. It seems to be less than 3 seconds. If you can't get rid of the ball, the Wave Army is going to just come swarming in and just take you right out. You got a tsunami defensive line. So fourth down for the Cougars. Trying to do something off back-to-back sacks by that Wave defense. And they jump the snap again. This time he's trying to get free off the edge. He gets rid of it this time. And that looked to be hauled in down the sideline, close to a first down. See where they spot this. And on fourth down and forever, off back-to-back sacks, looks like the Cougars have a first down here. And they do. They're going to move the chains. I think. And there is a player down, I believe. Or an injury. Hopefully he's okay. We're going to take a knee here for an injury timeout. And we'll take a quick break in the meantime here on... You're watching the Universal Football League Xtreme. We'll be right back after the injury. After the timeout, Cougars would appear they have the first down. I mean, from my angle, it looks like that ball is pretty in front of the orange stick on the sideline over there. Seven minutes, 30 seconds left in this ball game. As I see the Wave huddle, so it looks like they did not get the first down, unfortunately. It was a crazy sequence of events on what was fourth down and close to 20. So here comes the Wave offense up 28-0. Shotgun snap is a little wild. That one gets away, and he can't pick it up. The Cougars dive on it. Who has it? And after a turnover on downs, the very next snap has been wild. We've seen that a couple times tonight. And the Cougar defense welcomes the offense back on the field. Positive for the Cougars, negative for the Wave, but for both teams, it's definitely a momentum swing for the Cougars. As for the Wave, like I talked about, we've seen some missed snaps, and I feel like they should be on the sideline practicing that. There's a deep shot to the end zone, and that one, is it intercepted? It looks to be caught by a blue jersey. See what the officials rules it. Now they don't think he's down. He's gonna go run around, and there had to have been a whistle, right? So if this holds up, we'll see if it hit the ground or not, but that would be back-to-back plays with back-to-back turnovers. See what the call is. And it looks to be a turnover. They'll call him down by contact, so an interception right back to the Wave offense. And I wonder if they go under center. We've seen a lot of shotgun snaps from both teams today, but at this state in the game, you're up 28-0. I would think they're going to run the clock out, but it looks like they're back in shotgun. This snaps over the head again. This time it's caught, and a deep throw out of bounds. So just under 4 minutes, 3:43 and running left in this game. The Florida Wave up 28-0 over the Florida Cougars. If the score were to end this way, Cougars would drop to 0-6, and the Wave would improve to 3-2. Wave offense back out there. They hand it off this time, and it goes for a few yards. When I was looking at the last game for the Wave, I thought it was a stat sheet error. They scored 69 points last game. So to come back here at Mulberry Park and score 28 against the Cougars, only 10 in the first half, it's a big swing. Here comes the Wave offense back and looking for a deep bomb down the sideline. Is that caught? Oh my goodness, what a catch. All the way into the end zone for the touchdown. And he's doing a little dance. Make it 33-0, why don't you? 34, excuse me. I mean, with 3 minutes left in this game, I thought the Wave would just take the foot off the gas. No, instead, it is an absolute bomb that is uncorked by the quarterback. And that was a beautiful throw and catch all the way down the sideline. He burned the defender, left them in the dust. Beautiful throw that led the wide receiver into the end zone. And we're going to watch to see if they do some more 2 points. Wave trying to extend their lead. go up 2 more points. They cannot tie their season high points on the season with 69 last game against the Venom. But this late in the game, they are going to keep the foot on the gas. Slow snap, it's handoff. Did he get in? I believe they're going to mark him short. So another 2-point attempt that goes sour for the Wave, but still going to lead 34-0 with little time on the clock. At this stage in the game, I was not expecting a 50-yard bomb, maybe longer down the sideline. But why not? As that'll be the end of the game. They'll line up to shake hands, and the final score, the Florida Wave 34, the Florida Cougars 0. Cougars drop to 0-6. Tied. We'll see where the other teams go in, but 2 teams that remain defeated as of the schedules right now, the Florida Cougars and the Gainesville Ducks at the bottom of the universal standings. And the Wave will improve to 3-2. And another big game for the Wave offense. This has been Mike Zanetti in the booth. Florida Cougars. Unfortunate day offensively. The Wave, they had their struggles in the first half, but they came out swinging in the second half with that kick return that nearly set up a nearly was a touchdown with the face mask penalty. But yeah, a lot of things to go forward with into the next week. And it was a good game, for sure. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the Universal Football League Xtreme. This is Mike Zanetti signing off. Final score, Wave 34, Cougars 0.